Hello everybody, I am Oscar and this is my review for Upstream Colour. Now Upstream Colour is written, directed, starring and I believe shot by Shane Carruth. Oh, and produced and edited, I think. Shane Carruth enough does everything in this film. And this is Shane Carruth's second film. His first film was back in 2004, which was Primer, which was apparently this really convoluted time travel movie, an extremely independent film. I haven't seen Primer yet. I do want to watch that though. But I thought I may as well jump on the chance of watching Upstream Colour to get into Shane Carruth. And from what I understood going into the film, people were saying that if Primer is a thinking film, then Upstream Colour is a feeling film. So I thought, oh, I may as well just start with the feeling film because I rather have feels than I have think. That makes no sense. I don't know why I said the sentence like that. And now the plot of Upstream Colour, according to IMDb, is a man and a woman are drawn together, entangled in the life cycle of an ageless organism. Identity becomes an illusion as they struggle to assemble the loose fragments of wrecked lives. So that's what the film was about. So my thoughts on Upstream Colour. Well, where do I start with this film? Okay then, how about I start with... oh goodness, I honestly don't know where to start with Upstream Colour. Right then, I'll put it this way. I would be lying if I said that I understood 100% this film. Okay? But I would also be lying if I said that I didn't like it. It's kind of similar to the feelings I had when I watched Enemy for the first time. I liked what I saw, but I didn't know exactly what I saw, but I enjoyed it. Now first off, the acting. I thought the acting was good for the film. I didn't think it was amazing or extraordinary, but I thought the film acting was very realistic, and I thought during scenes that I understood what was going on, the actors were acting very of the norm of the situation. Now the thing with this film is, like, I would say the film, like the first half of it, I would say was, I didn't really fully understand what was going on. I was quite confused and I wasn't fully invested into it. And then about halfway through the film, for some reason I just got, boom, I was invested in it all of a sudden. I don't know why, I don't know what about the film got me into it all of a sudden, but halfway through the film I wasn't understanding the film any more than I kind of was at the beginning, but I was for some reason just more involved in what was happening. And even until the end, which the ending I didn't really understand, I was still fine with it. I was still enjoying the film. And I think that partly has to do with how this film was shot. This film was shot very interestingly. I don't know how to explain it, but the way the film was shot and the way that they used focus in the film, it just made me more intrigued within the film. And again, I don't know why, it just did. I was just more interested in what was happening because of how good this film looked. One thing I thought that was absolutely superb in this film was the sound, like sound mixing and sound editing. It was absolutely fantastic. And I don't know, and again, I don't know why it was, but it just, something about it was just so engaging, and it made you even more engaged into the film. And I think it might be partly because within the film there is a point where someone is actually using sound mixing equipment type of thing, where they roll a rock down in this tunnel and you hear the and I think it stood out more is because they kind of showed sound editing and sound mixing within the film. As a wannabe filmmaker, that just made it a bit more interesting. I don't know why, it just did. This film is an hour and a half long, about that. And it felt much longer than it was. The film felt very long. but I didn't have a problem with that. It didn't feel like the film dragged necessarily, it just felt longer than it was. And that's another thing I have to mention about this film. This film did a good job of doing things that I don't like in a film. Things that I should have hated in the film. And it made me not just tolerate them, but kind of like them. Like, I am not a fan of making a film feel longer than it is. If you are a reviewer of mine, you know throughout reviews I have commented on pacing issues, and that was probably my prime issue with The Great Beauty, was how much that film dragged and how much it was up its own backside in a way. This film dragged, and in a way it was up its own backside, but I kind of liked how artsy it was. I kind of liked how up its own backside it was. I don't know why. Shane Carruth just did something within this film that made me think to myself, I'm liking these things that I should hate. There's some points in the film where it just cuts, and then there's just this really artsy shot, and then it cuts back to the story of the film. I should be here right now telling you, that sucks. They should have just cut that and it made the film shorter and it would have felt shorter. But I liked it when they kind of just cut to a artsy shot. It was interesting, I don't know why. And it's just because I think the way Shane Carruth directed the film that I felt each shot mattered. I felt like there was something in each shot in this film that played a point to the story and the characters. I don't know what there was in the shot that helped the development of the characters, but I felt there was something in there that was developing the characters, which made me think to myself, I'm going to need to rewatch this film. Shane Carruth's script was excellent, and I don't know why. That's the fact that I can give this film, is I can say like, oh, I like this film, but I don't know why. It's odd. It really is odd, because when I finished the film, I felt to myself, I felt that I liked it. I was happy with the film. I felt happy overall with the film. But if you ask me why did I feel happy, I couldn't tell you. The closest thing I could say was like, I thought the acting was very realistic. The sound editing / mixing was amazing. And the cinematography was very interesting. And the film really was just, it got me really just my mind working. And this is not a film for you to just lounge back and be like, just put on Upstream Colour. No, not at all. The film's metaphor, I don't know what it was. I had a theory of what it was, but then it would be like, well, why is that the meaning for this film? You know, it's odd. A bit over halfway through the film, I literally just said, you know what? I'm just going to stop trying to come up with theories and meanings, and I'm going to stop trying to work my brain overdrive. I'm just going to sit, I'm going to let the film do the talking, and I'm going to let the film do what it wants to do. And I think that's when I enjoyed it more, when I just let Shane Carruth try to feed me this information. Because I just accepted, you know what, I'm not smart enough to get this on the first viewing. I'm not this intelligent to understand what Shane Carruth is trying to say. I'm just going to sit and let him tell me, in his own way, what this film means. And that's when I found the film a bit more enjoyable, when I wasn't trying to analyse everything. And even though I knew nothing about, I completely understood nothing what was going on most of the time, I walked out of this film thinking it was a very good film. So my overall thoughts of Upstream Colour is that I thought it had very realistic acting, I thought it had an amazing sound design, I thought it had very good cinematography, extremely interesting writing. Overall, pretty confusing, but overall I enjoyed Upstream Colour. So guys, thanks for watching my review of Upstream Colour. I hope I made some sort of sense, because I was literally just spouting what the first thing came to my mind. So yeah, anyway, links are down below in the description for Twitter and Facebook. And till next time guys, I shall see you later, and goodbye.